end of life also. And it feels that, this feels like a fact, and this seeming fact cannot challenge itself by saying, okay, this, whatever is the discovery, it can feel less of a fact than the belief I am this body that was born and no doubt one day will fall. So that we can look at, because actually it will come a moment when it will simply relax into complete seeing, and that response will not be something that comes from your mind or comes from effort or force, in the same way that many of what you already answered simply just emerge as a kind of revelation. Now, if you say, I cannot say yes to that this was born, that was this born, and many may have said yes, no, and you feel, well, I'm not sure if it was born. And can it die? Others says, no, and may say, well, I'm not sure if it cannot die. Because again, you can see it is very much linked with a deep assumption inside the being that I, as far as I've feel myself to be, a living entity that had a birth and will have a death at some point. And when I die, how can I confirm? If this body can die, how can I confirm something that will not die if I feel I'm going to die? You see, this is where it comes.
Yes, I understand. But for me, it's kind of confusing, because at the same time, I know I am this.
Yes.
And the moment this question arises, it's like...
if you know you are this, and did you feel, when I asked, is it an object, was your answer what?
My answer was no.
Yes. If you're that which is not an object, does it have a form?
No.
No. How can it die?
I don't know. But it's somehow too much for me to say it cannot die.
Yes.
I don't know if it can die.
And you being what? You say it's too much for me to say it cannot die. You being what? Who, for whom it's too much? Isn't the one for whom it's too much also phenomenal also? Isn't there an awareness of this one who is saying, I cannot confirm that it was not born. I cannot say it cannot die. This one is who or what? What is the substance or content of this one? Is it perceivable? Is it tangible?
Yes, it is.
As what is it? As what? This I.
As the one who is thinking about this question.
Yes. What is aware of a one who is thinking about the question? Let me put it another way for you. I'm going to invite another simple but very profound contemplation that you may also participate in this. Say in the morning, suppose you get up at 6 o'clock. Ding, something's up. Okay? Let's say that the consciousness, the waking consciousness, opened at 6 o'clock. Can I speak like this for a moment? Okay. as the waking happens, the sense I am or I exist flourishes. It comes. It comes with the arising, the waking consciousness. Prior to that waking consciousness, you did not have a feeling about anything. You had no opinions about anything. I'm not talking about dreams now. I'm talking in the deep sleep state. Now, the consciousness, by itself, the flower of consciousness opens, and one becomes aware of the sense of being alive, and of the sense of time, and objects, and so on. You follow?
Yes.
As that consciousness, the state of knowingness and the function of perception arises, no? Can it arise? It must arise in something that didn't itself arise. You can follow?
Yes.
Yeah. So it opened. Isn't it that waking happens in something that didn't wake? Isn't it? Okay. Then you have the feeling you are awake. Just like now you know that you are conscious, isn't it? We are aware that we are conscious. Even that, if I can recall one incident, or you may even say, but I will bring it to you like this, of someone who was driving a car home. It was a stormy evening, and a tree blew over onto this car, and they, next minute, in 1 second, they felt trapped and like this. And the thought came, like, wow, there's a big tree branch coming through the car and cannot move, and calling for help. And it took maybe 20 minutes before flashing lights were perceived. The person survived, by the way, and this is their account, that they saw flashing lights and so on. Then gradually a voice came and says, oh, look, I'm here, I'm going to help you, your team is here, and start to converse with them. And gradually machines were heard to be cutting open bits of the car or whatever. And at some point, this person say, I saw that I was losing consciousness. What see consciousness disappearing? What see consciousness appearing? Somehow you know, and now the consciousness is here. What is aware of consciousness? Now you're aware that you're experiencing consciousness. So both whatever is perceived, the act of perceiving, and that which perceives, they are all one function, together called the play of consciousness. And there's an awareness of this. If I bring your attention to say that you are aware of, now I'm awake, something is awake. Is there not something beyond this waking movement in which the activities of wakefulness and waking consciousness is perceived?
Yes, there is.
Yes. Was that born? You can say the emerging consciousness has taken birth today. It's up and flowering, the fruits of it we can see. Then came time, or as you may time, the sense of otherness, all of this flourish. And the witnessing of that is happening without even effort. That place.
It is there.
It is there.
It is here.
This introspection today, the invitation, which I call the invitation to freedom, at the end of the invitation to freedom as an exercise, that which is revealed, is it different from that?
No.
No. You don't have to bother about the question, was it born and can it die? Let it reveal itself to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. Because after all, it's not a test that you have to, The divine is in there, okay, Was I born? I don't know. No. It can just be left right, then it's not known, and gradually, okay, it is fine. Stay with what you can confirm. It is enough, you see. And by itself, it will come to be known if there's a need for it to be known.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Very good. I have another hand here for a moment. Please. Maybe you come to this microphone? Yes, at the back there, you come. One moment, you come. Please come. Okay.
Mooji Baba, June,
Come more close to the microphone.
I want to say it with respect, address you with respect. My question revolves around the question you asked about, is it, I don't remember your exact words, am I one with it? I think, or how far is it from me?
Yes.
And everyone said, oh, it's one,
Yeah.
But for me, I'm this close.
Yes.
But I'm not.
How close exactly?
Oh my gosh, it's so close. It's so close.
So close.
And the body mind, the mind, it tortures me on a regular basis, and it won't let me go.
It won't let you. And you are how close?
I'm this close.
How unkind of the mind. I'll let you become.
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know why.
It is the usual phenomenon that occurs because of the mind. It comes like this. Other people say, we are one, distance. But for you, I'm just this close. If you were that far, it wouldn't matter so much. But you're just,
because
I could just
all the things, all the beauty, all the good things, all the beautiful things that I know are in me. I know that they are. I know that's who I am.
Yes. In you, and you are what?
That.
And that is so close to what?
I think you answered. I think it is me, and I am that. And maybe I just needed to, maybe the body-mind just needed to hear it from you. Thank you.
No. No.
Come on.
You are trying to get away, and I
am.
not like that, no? Yes. Your chance is now, and you take it now.
I don't know. It won't. It doesn't.
Why is what you have said not merely a thought? Believed in, because belief is also a tremendous power inherent in consciousness,
yes.
The capacity to believe,
Yes.
But belief is also observable also, and the believer too.
That's a part of that mind that won't. I guess it must be a part of that which isn't letting me go. It's saying, oh, this is so great and this is there, but you're going to stay right here, separate from it.
Yes.
And
some conditioning seems to remain loyal to the constructed self, to the imagined self. It feels like it's
yes.
I am tangible to myself. It's enough proof. This other self, that great self. If I'm honest, it seems that yes, but it's not as tangible as I am. You see, somehow that can be there also. And for whatever purpose, I always feel there's something good about it for a while, until whatever work it may take or contemplation it may induce gradually softens it up and neutralizes its power in you or something. In the meantime, it may be protecting something. It may be guarding that a kind of arrogance doesn't come in or something like that. So stay with it and keep looking, because you came up for asking this question. In you there seems to be a strong doubt that like I'm near, but I'm not there. I'm so near.
I want to be there.
Yes.
I want the freedom. I'm here. I want that.
You
freedom.
are that which is here or there, dreaming through the sense of personhood. I want to be there also. And I don't want to make a gimmick or make it sound simple, because when it is believed, it is deep, and it's not just you can just rub it out.
Maybe I can rub it out, maybe.
You who can rub it out. You'll be rubbing out your sense of self, which will disappear by itself. As, there are some things working on your behalf that are not in your hands, in terms of, I can do this and I can do that. The one who thinks it can do is quietly being undone by grace also.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for it to unfold, I guess.
The sense of waiting and the one who is waiting are also perceived when you follow this. The waiter, the one who is waiting, and what is waiting for are both imagined in that which is not waiting. That we are that, something retains a kind of doubt, and that doubt is believed in for a while. The doubt seems to block the natural confirmation that you are already that. And I know that the words I'm speaking can seem to be, yes, many teachers have said this, but I can't get to it, and so on. I understand that. So sometimes I say that satsang, being in satsang, is like a piece of ice in a glass of warm water. And the ice is simply melting. The ice constitutionally is water, and warm water is water, and the melting is taking place. When I say it's taking place, I mean that it's not that the ice is surrendering to the water, or the water is going to... It's simply kind of just happening. And that is the grace of satsang. You're an urge in you, an urge you cannot understand, brought you to this place, and it says, sit here and keep quiet. Yeah, like this, no? In another, it might say, pay attention, but you keep quiet.
I will, thank you. I will. Thank you.
Hey, but
I thought I was supposed to sit down and be quiet.
not like that. I mean,
not too quickly, I'm sorry.
with this kind of thing, it's good to. Let's. You will be attending each day while I'm here.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Okay, thank you. I don't know. Should I?
No, it's okay. It's okay. You go.
Oh,
Yeah. Comfortable chair you have over there. Come on. Namaste. You may raise the microphone just to be comfortable, no? So that's it. Very good.
Thank you for all your satsangs on YouTube.
Thank you.
I love watching them. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question of everything you say in satsangs and even tonight with the invitation. I so believe it, and it's very hard for me to get it into my experience, into my heart, like you say.
Yes.
It can't just be belief. It can't just be. It has to go beyond belief, and it's just.
Yes.
Not going beyond. I really believe it. I say that I believe it. I know it at a deep level, but the experience of it is not there.
Okay. Listen to this now, and of course, this also happens where there's feeling like I hear it, I sort of believe it, but it's not really. It's like trying to scratch an itchy toe while wearing boots. Scratching it, but it's not quite getting to the itch, okay? So we understand this kind of feeling that I hear, I trust, it makes sense, but it's not going in, okay? Earlier than the one who is saying, I listen, I believe, but it's not going in, the medicine is not going in. Earlier than that, is something there or not that watches even the one saying, it's not working, Mansi. It's not working. I listen, I like your YouTubes, your shows, but it's not going in. Okay? So even the one who is saying this, is this one also, is it not perceived also?
Yes.
Yeah. Be in the place where even this one, its voice and its doubts are themselves perceived. Can I say like this?
One more time, please.
Okay. You say that even the one who is saying, yes, I watch YouTubes, I enjoy watching it, but actually it's like it's not detonating somehow.
Yes.
You understand? It's not happening. How can I get from belief to experience?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm saying, okay, don't try and get from belief into experience. You who is saying, it's not happening. Is this one not also perceived in you?
I can
subtle.
I can say yes, absolutely logically, but I don't feel that. I mean, it makes.
Well,
of course,
because
it has to be that
this
way.
one, a voice comes up and says, "This is not this," and it then subsides, and maybe another thing comes and says, "Oh no, but this I trust." So these seeming identities or comes up and confirms some things and say, I can't confirm others, okay? So whether there's confirmation or lack of confirmation, are they not collectively perceived?
Yes.
So that in which the perceiving of them happen. Can I speak like that?
Yes.
Is there such a space that exists, independent of the things that are supposed to be perceived as right or wrong? Is there not something which is beyond right and wrong, in which the sense of right and wrong is perceived? It's fair, what you're speaking is fair, no? Normally. But what I'm speaking is kind of obvious, but it's not obvious until it becomes obvious, okay? Yes. So I'm with you, staying with you, just trying another door.
Yes.
Okay? It's like Rumi saying, no? I have been knocking at a door. Suddenly it opens. I have been knocking from inside. A funny thing, isn't it? He said, I'm knocking at the door. Tang, 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 tang. Waiting. And suddenly the door opens. And then I realize, wait. I'm already inside. You see? So, if the door did not open, he would not know that he's already inside. You see? We are all inside.
Yes.
The inside. Dreaming we are outside, trying to get inside. Actually, there is something like this in life. God's got a great sense of humor. And something is playing like this. We can say like that. I mean, there are many ways we can say things. But even in spite of saying like this, something feels, I still don't get it. No, I still don't get it. And that apparent one who feels, I don't get it, so much belief is given to support that one, who itself is only a thought construct appearing in the isness itself. But a power emanating from you, the source, called belief, has given this identity a status, a feeling, look, I'm here, and I still don't get it. Okay? Someone else might look and go, it's not true. There is no he to get it or not get it. He is it himself. And that one, I say, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about. You see? So, this kind of seeming riddle, I can speak like this. Maybe someone else might think, wow, thank you, I got that. But still, perhaps it might still be manifesting here, this feeling, I hear the words, they're so close, but it's just not going in, because there's a strong belief those words got to go in. But actually, from another way of looking, you're probably much more advanced than you think, actually. Maybe you're thinking, I need to take this medicine, but you're already quite healthy, but you think you're sick or something. There's all kinds of little plays that happen in consciousness like this. And this I feeling that don't get it has a strong sense of identity in it. And it is looking to get something, but what happens in the process is that the thing it's trying to get, somehow it itself gets lost. Sometimes I say the one who begins self-inquiry will not finish the self-inquiry, but will be finished by the self-inquiry. It's something like this. This is the mystery of self-realization. But as you don't listen to the mind somehow, don't just believe it so easily, because that happens. Gradually, this seemingly firm belief in identity and mind is being softened up by the energy field of being in satsang. In coming to a place like this, it might be, it's like the strongest resistance you brought here, and it has to dissolve. But probably it goes out screaming, or it's holding on until gradually it just loosens up like that. Because sometimes it's not just a question of logically proving that it doesn't exist, So again, the feeling came in you, I listen, because something, grace has brought you to this because it is for you. But something seems to be like a bone in the throat of consciousness or something. And it is saying, like, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. And this I who feels I don't get it is a shape formed in consciousness, a belief that there is an I person who don't get it. And that self-belief that this is me and I don't get it, is holding some strength for a while. But it's going to go. And I think it's going to go in this very intensive here. I would only ask you, come and sit where I can see you here. Yes.
I'll be the ice cube that melts.
You're the ice cube. You're much more than that. You're going to drink that water. You're much more than an ice cube melting. The ice melting is only an idea we have that is being somehow dissolved back in its own source.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Very good. Whoa! Where these ants come from? These call them helium hands. One wriggling, one over there. Let me try you, because I think your hands have been up for a little bit. Please come and.
Namaste, Guruji.
Hello.
Namaste.
Namaste.
I love you. I wanted to
I
say
love you
thank
too.
you for everything.
Thank you.
And
You can take the microphone up a little bit if you want. You can go up there. Yes, thank you.
there is a deep urge to expose arrogance
Okay.
that I wanted to come out to expose it.
Yes.
It felt like bouncing inside something. But it is perceived.
Yes.
And I wanted to use this chance to come and expose it.
Very good. It is very good because, in all manifest beings, there is ignorance for a while. But when ignorance is combined with arrogance, a great darkness comes like that. And we should never think we are not arrogant, actually. I think arrogance is very, very subtle and can be very gross, but when someone steps forward and say, I want to expose this, I think it's very good to step it and to say, look, there's a kind of arrogance here, and it kind of wants to compete, it wants to kind of show something, but I know it's not me, but even knowing it's not me, it doesn't just vanish, but somehow I want to really confess that I know that it's not what I am, but for some reason it still keeps hanging around.
Because it leads to situations when someone says something, and I start to say, "Oh yes, there is this I that knows," and starts to explain, and sometime later I find myself that words coming out of emptiness that is just saying that these words that you were saying, just keep quiet, don't create, just be nothing. So, but because it was coming up and coming up, so I wanted to use this chance because I don't know if it would be again. So I want just to burn everything.
Yes, you have something much more powerful working on your behalf, because you say that I can see this arrogance and I can hear all this, you know. So if that regard and relationship to it, like, you know, I can see that, but not giving energy to it, who is it speaking to, this arrogance, you see? You know, who is it influencing? Even the one who is being influenced by arrogance, you know, even this one, is it real or imagined?
It's changing. So
it's changing. If it's changing, what witnesses its changefulness, even? Is that itself changing? This is a good contemplation for you, because if you see that that's changing, that's changeful, you have been sitting here in this invitation. So you must yourself have confirmed some things for yourself. That which is it changing? No. And that is your contemplation. Keep coming back to the isness. Has it gone away because these questions have come up?
No.
Is the isness sort of like shrinking slowly? No. And so what tends to happen is that a reflex is going back to the old regime of what is familiar, the familiar habits of the mind, and the imagined self is creeping in. And this is my advice, is simply to keep just staying at the place of the isness, and try and just see what can be confirmed here, rather than going to try and fix a problem which is invented through the mind. This is a much more solid place to be. But it will take a time, because I say often that, my God, you don't realize what you are discovering. The power, this is the power that is going to kill death itself. Can I say this again? The realization that you have experienced is going to kill death itself in you. But there's also a force within us that is persistent but unstable. We all know it. That keeps reminding us to be something we are not. You see? But your discovery today, or your discovering today, is going to put an end to that delusive power. So don't doubt that somehow we've done this invitation and, okay, that was a nice exercise, okay, but my real problem is, you understand? Because that's how the mind will behave for a while. But actually, this is why I say, my God, you don't realize the profundity of what you have seen. And this, at Mantisahaja, where we are, I keep on reminding the beings, keep listening to the invitation. That's the antidote to this delusion. You keep listening, and somehow you find that this recognition, because We picked up and learned every bad habit through repetition. Okay? And in a similar way, it is in repetition. If you listen to many of the great spiritual books or spontaneous utterances of sages and fakirs and seers and saints, you'll find often it's repetitive. To just, it's not about learning, but just gradually reawakening that recognition inside yourself. So that I would encourage that you, if some people, they are not good at reading. I am one of them. I don't read many things, okay? But more tendency, more visual, no? If you see me with books, usually it's because it's got pictures in them. I like pictures. And for some other beings, it's more that they can listen. So it's possible to get the audio of the invitation. You get the book. It's very small. The book is very small. We made it very, very small so that nobody's intimidated, Because when I first found the book, when I was looking, first the experience came, and I wanted to have a greater understanding of what I was experiencing. So I went looking in bookshop for a book. So I always go to the skinny ones because it was too much to go big fat books. And so in the same way, we've prepared the invitation as a very small booklet so that you don't get the impression you have to learn a lot of things. And same with the audio version, you just put and listen, and gradually you follow. And again, you see that all these layers, illusory layers of identification are just falling away because they are not real in the first place. They perpetuate because they go unquestioned. But as soon as a pointing came that could bypass those, said, don't bother go there. Because very often we're giving a lot of attention to things which are no value. It's just habit. And now we say, don't pay attention to this. Just leave this, leave that, leave from it, and start from zero. Come to zero. And let me ask you some things. And you find from zero, from the place of non-knowing, all this, the most magnificent revelations are coming out of your heart, not out of your head. So please listen to it or read it. It will take you a short time, and follow what you're reading and confirm what you're seeing. That is it. So just like this. It's another way into this without going through this.
Yeah, because I wanted to say also one finding that the I, that it's, even if I don't speak, if the words are not coming out, it's seen.
Yes.
And at one moment that was very powerful because in the beginning it was given to this I that it is that, but then it was seen almost like inside somewhere that it just comes out.
Yes.
It's I.
Yes.
It was not so much power to it, but maybe that's why it was not so easy to see it.
Yes.
But then
does that which sees this emerging I also go by the title of I or not? Also?
No, because once I is said, it's already not that.
Yeah. Okay.
So it comes after.
Yes. So it must be the same thing you discovered in the invitation.
Yes.
Yeah. Wordless space. Still, the feeling I am is perfectly fine if it is not contaminated by too much identification. I am the body, I am my past, I am my projections. Because we have to remember that there is nothing that you can see that just has a fixed meaning. The meaning of a thing does not exist in itself but in the mind of the perceiver of it. Can you follow what I speak now? Yes. So, for someone, this thing may feel like, it's got this blue writing. Don't touch it. I don't know. No, blue is bad luck. Is it true? No, it's not true. For another one, blue is my favorite color. I love it. You see, what does it say about nothing? It's not true. It's simply a belief. And I feel that we are a bit, our minds have become claustrophobic, constipated, too much concepts, too much meaning. And so we're losing the sense of a natural inner space like that. So like this, you've come to a place where now it's beyond the formed or the developed I. Okay, but you can still speak I.
Yes.
It's not bad, no?
Yes.
But deeper than that is a deeper awareness there that is earlier than any shape, even the greatest concept of I. It is there.
Yes.
You see? In the sense I am can happen, but it's more functioning as a kind of impersonal weakness. And in its view comes the sense of the person. But by now, from where you have gone, the person doesn't carry so much charge or so much meaning anymore. It's much more superficial, you see? So you're not going to be troubled by the idiosyncrasies of personhood. Gradually, all of this will fade from you. And so to the extent that it fades, the light of something, a higher state of consciousness is exhibiting itself. Just you continue like this.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you. Yes, I'm too also happy for you. Can I say that before going into too many questions, any more questions, we are now, I see one and two people walking, like maybe some people have got very tight schedules, time for trains and so on. But what I would like, rather than to pull this veil of personal questions so early over a seeing that I feel is very profound, and not allow it to get lost in a field of, yes, this, I would ask you again, before we leave this beautiful place, is what you have seen, has it altered in any way? No. Okay. That it remains formless. It cannot be captured by any camera, or even a camera that films auras. Okay? It has no aura. Okay? It cannot be depressed or sick. It carries no judgment. It cannot be used against anyone. It cannot be impressed. It does not perceive anyone to be special. It does not depend on belief. It did not come. It did not arrive first in Lisbon and spread slowly. It did not arrive, and it cannot go. Am I speaking the truth? Yes. Very good. Was it born? Can it die? You sure? Yes. Well, not everyone. It has taken not much time between my questions and your responses or your answers. It didn't seem that your responses are coming from a place of deep thought and searching and study. It seemed as though it's simply a kind of a knowing. Is it true? Yes. Then I ask this question. How close are you to it? And you say? No distance. So, in my understanding, simple man, okay, it means where I am is where it is. Is true? Yes. So, may I conclude that if it is no distance, then what you are confirming is about your own self. It's a bit weaker. Yes. Yeah. Am I putting words into your mouth? No, thank you. Okay. So, if this is your confirmation, and I ask you, can it fade? No. So if your mind goes, I don't believe in it, I don't think it exists, does it make any difference to it? Wow. That is really a wow moment, isn't it? I can say? So that as you step away from this hall to go to wherever you've got to go to and whatever, you might say, you know what? What was that all about? I think that guy put a spell on me. Could it be anything like this? No. Therefore, I may say to all of you who are here physically, and to the many of you who are watching via internet or online for this satsang, welcome to your own self. Welcome home to your own self. Now, there will be some noise that may come. Why? Because we have picked up many, many ideas on this journey of life. We have accumulated, acquired, and kept many ideas which have not been in service to the truth of yourself. And without going to diffuse things one by one, the potency and the power of what you have discovered and are discovering will begin to neutralize the poison of personhood. I would like to say to you that it is important to make a stand and an inner commitment to continue to verify what you see. Would that be an unreasonable thing to say to you? No. That if you have found something that is of that is priceless to you, surely you will honor it. If you have fallen in love with someone, deeply in love, I don't think you will require anyone to remind you to remember your beloved, isn't it? As you give some attention to be conscious with what you have discovered, not to tell yourself things about it, but just to stay and confirm. And as I said, the best way is to listen and to read again or whatever, or to watch a recording of this evening's talks. You'll find a growing and emerging conviction, a deepening of your understanding. The flavor of what the perfume of what you're seeing will begin to emanate as openness, fearlessness, and natural trust. A conceptual flexibility, a joy, a peace, an emerging widening of the capacity to love, a lessening of the tendency to judge. All of these things, they come in naturally. All good and noble qualities manifest spontaneously in the awakened heart. It's not that you have to go and develop. They are already one with consciousness. You will discover more and more. This is my joy, that I am not imparting to you a hardship, but a wonderful discovering. It is not for or against anyone. In a sense, I say often to those who come to satsang, you must become like the cow that jumped over the moon. What it means. People say, how can cows jump over the moon? Okay. It simply means here the moon represents the mind and the person. The cow jumped over the moon, meaning it didn't go through the moon to push it closer to the sun. It means that somehow it bypassed the conceptual forest of personhood. It avoided the traps of the personal seeker and re-entered its own source. And the commitment I speak of is not a commitment to me particularly, but just to honor that which you have seen, which I put as the most important discovery in the human kingdom for a human being. And continue to just to look and to confirm what you are seeing. It's not a rebelliousness. It's not a giving up on life. In fact, it is life-affirming, but it is true life. This I would encourage, that this flourishes inside your heart and that it spreads through you, this joy and peace and openness and love. So please, as of this moment, move in the the spirit of this discovery as much as grace allows you. And we will say namaste for today. Thank you for being here. And I know many beings also have made some sacrifices to come here. Total power to your seeing. I love you. And oh. I think we have some music today. Come. Just.
is a dream. It'll be over in the blink of an eye. Remember who you are. Remember what you are. Whose life is this? Whose hands are these? Whose voice is this? What am I? This life is just a dream. It'll be over in the blink of an eye. Remember who you are. Remember what you are. Remember who you are. Remember what you are. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. 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 This life is beautiful. This life is horrible. This life is wonderful. And this life is just a dream made of love. Remember who you are. Remember what you are. Remember who you are. Remember what you Remember, you are before remember